My mental health is rapidly declining, and we're going to talk about it today. I really do think I'm in a bipolar depressive episode. I don't think it's the kind of depression where I'm solely just in bed 24/7, literally just disabled, like cannot get up. I feel like it's more high functioning depression right now. I'm very unmotivated. I don't want to do anything. I feel incredibly exhausted, and I've just been in a horrible mind space. I'm just rediscovering all the things I've always struggled with. Since my last manic episode, I thought I was cured. Everything's great, so perfect. But no, I'm still struggling a lot. I feel like I'm still struggling with my sense of self, but to the max right now. I don't know how to think about myself. I don't know how to perceive myself, and it's just up in the air. I kind of let everybody else decide for me within my own assumptions. It's this whole thing. I think another thing that's been really taking a toll on my mental health is just learning so much about religion. Religion is the only thing I really want to learn about. It's all I want to talk about. It's all I want to think about. And it's a plague in my mind right now because it's so out of my control. I can't control the fact that it's real. Like, the reality is that religion is real. There really are multiple organizations, people who associate themselves with specific organizations, with specific belief systems, and they all think that they're right and cannot be wrong, even though every single one of them thinks that way. Every single one. Actually, let's not be dramatic. Not every single one, but let's talk about Abrahamic religions, right? Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, they all believe that they have the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and their God is the one true God, and anyone who thinks differently is just wrong and probably just going to hell. Or being separated, as this current era wants to think. You know how hell is constantly changing throughout the eras? Like, if you did the quickest little review of history and all the versions of hell that people have believed in since the beginning of time, since the beginning of these beliefs, it's changed so many times. It's constantly conforming to the era that they're in. And we're currently in an era where they're like, oh, an all-loving God really wouldn't send people to hell, so what can we think hell is other than just a fiery place? Separation! You're gonna be separated. You're not gonna burn. You didn't choose to have him in your life. Why would he force you to be with him if you don't want to be with him? So of course he just separates you. Of course. It's just hard for me to think about. It makes me really upset. It kind of dysregulates me. So I want to start focusing on other things that are within my control. That way I'm not just focusing on this plague in our world. I've also been struggling with how much religion has just changed my life in this 1 year. Everything has changed since I started reading the Bible. It's like once you get a specific set of awareness, you can't go back to thinking about it the same. It's like if you have rose-colored glasses on and someone wipes away the rose coloring and now you're just seeing it through a clear lens. Oh my god, I've been in this my entire this is how it's been. It's been this bad all along. My entire world perception has now just been shattered and remolded, and it's constantly remolding. Like, I have not had a moment of peace since I started reading the Bible. Like, the unknown is the unknown, and I've tried to find every single answer that I possibly can, and it's the unknown, and it's so frustrating. So yeah, my quality of life has gone down since I actually started educating myself about religion. They say ignorance is bliss, and they mean that. Like, that's not an understatement. Ignorance is bliss. The less you know, the better. The less you know, the less you feel. The less you know, the less you're aware. The less you know, the more happy you are. You can't be sad if you don't know anything that's wrong in the world. Anyways, I'm also struggling with self-sabotaging. I feel like I can't stay true to my goals. Every single day I tell myself, I'm gonna accomplish this in the day. I'm gonna film this video. I'm gonna do this, that, whatever. I never end up accomplishing it. I end up just spending my day doing something else, or I find other meaningless things to spend my time doing. I also haven't been able to get a job still. Like, I've been trying, bro. I've gone to Ovation again, this place that I want to work. They said that they would give me a call, let me know, but I haven't gotten a call today, so maybe I'll get a call tomorrow or on Monday. And I don't know if I should go back again because I feel like I'm just harassing them at this point. But I need a job. Like, I don't have money. I don't have an income. I'm kind of just freeloading at my dad's house. I freeload everywhere I go. Can I just take a moment to just appreciate every single person who's welcomed me into their home? I appreciate you a lot more than I can express. I kind of hate everything about myself in life right now. I was live and I painted my nails tonight, kind of redid them, and I got myself into this really negative mind space. Just rot in bed and think about everything you hate about yourself and just dwell on it and spiral about it and don't stop thinking about it. Just consider it as reality, and that's all you should think about. I'm struggling a little bit tonight with my SI, if you will, my ideation. I feel like all my life there's been an overwhelming amount of bad and like struggle and challenges. I'm so thankful right now to have a roof over my head and to have food and to have family and love. But for some reason my mentality is still so bad. I literally just feel so hated by everyone. Like, I really don't think anybody truly loves me for who I am. I feel like I love everyone in my life for their soul, for like who they are, not who I want them to be or what I wish they were. I feel like a lot of people love me because I might be family
family or because I'm someone they've always known, but I don't think people love Stephanie, what my interests are, what value I can give, the way I challenge them. I genuinely feel like I'm just a massive inconvenience to everyone. I really wish I could take care of myself, and I really wish I could provide for myself. I don't create anything anymore. I feel like I'm just existing. It's actually so crazy how much I'm talking about religion online. I'm literally speaking up about something that is so systematic, so ingrained into society, that is still considered a norm. Right now, it is still considered a norm. Think about whenever slavery was a norm. Think about women not having rights and men literally owning women like property as a norm. I'm not saying I know what happens after death. I'm not saying I know what the objective truth to life is. I'm saying we don't know. Why are we not grounded in that reality? People in my life want to believe in something that perpetuates a lot of fear, hurt, pain, and I talk about all of those things and how much I personally just don't agree with them. I feel like a lot of people have the right to be hurt by some of the things I talk about in the videos that I make, and I feel like it's so valid for people wanting to be away from what I am. But whenever I talk about things, I feel like I'm talking about things from such an objective point of view. I believe we're still going through a lot of oppression right now, and I don't think people are aware of how much oppression there actually is. Do you think that during the women's suffrage period, people were just happy about all the protests going on everywhere? Same with the Black Lives Movement. That's progression in history. Do you know how many people that probably pissed off? Like, what the fuck? Who gave them rights? I believe that's going to happen with the Abrahamic religions the same way as it does with all of the other oppressors. How many hundreds of years is it going to take in the same way that it took so many other empires to crumble and fall and die? There's so much history, and we're currently obviously just living through another historical event that isn't historical yet because it's in the future, but we're in the present right now, and we're living through a present historical event because everything is historical whenever you look at it from a past time perspective. We're going through all of that stuff now with just different variations of different things. It's all just happening over and over and over again, and we're just trying to progress. We want to be better, more intelligent, more advanced, more educated, more understanding, more kind. We want to progress in so many ways. Keep learning, keep evolving, keep evolving. But some people actively want to stop that. We can't profit from that. And then there's time where everything's in a fight. We're trying to battle the two different people, one person wanting to oppress the other, but then the oppressed always overcome. That's what revolutions are. A revolution is a fundamental and often rapid change in political, social, economic, or cultural systems. It typically involves a significant shift in power or organizational structures and can occur through violent or non-violent means. Revolution often arises from widespread dissatisfaction with the existing system and aim to bring about radical change. To me, in my head, from my perspective, it seems inevitable. Like a revolution is gonna happen at one point, especially with more technology coming out, more AI, more translating technology, more interpretations, more learning, more discovering, more awareness, more everything. It almost seems inevitable in my head. 5 religions all believe they're the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But there can only be one truth. 5 of them are so confident that they're right. They'll write it into their laws. They'll convert other people. They will oppress other people in order to maintain the social hierarchy. Even though 4 out of 5 of them are just wrong by default, by logical elimination. Why is it so hard to not just sit there and confidently prove that you're right? Like with physical evidence, the scientific method, layers of thinking and questioning. This is typically the stage that most people fail. And that's typically the foundation of my understanding. So I do feel really bad about being the antagonist in a lot of my loved ones' lives. But I'm truly just fighting for what I believe. Same as you. We're just on 2 different sides of something. Okay, before we go into my vision board and talk about my alter ego, I want to talk to you guys about a video I saw yesterday on TikTok. I think it's really fascinating and I resonate with it a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys listen to it, and I will be right back.
I have a theory about people with autism, and hear me out. People with autism tend to have a more universal understanding, not a social one, whereas neurotypical people tend to operate from a place of social understanding. This is why people who are neurodivergent are very, very hard to influence. They tend to see things from a greater systemic level. Things are connected on a greater, wholer level, whereas neurotypical people see thy neighbor put up a flower, they put up a flower as well. It's more based off of what has been given to you and what is socially acceptable, not what is based in universal law. That's why people with autism don't understand social expressions. They will not see that meaning unless there is a universal understanding attached to it, an objective understanding, whether that be math or psychology. You're not going to be able to plug it in on the social level because that's not the level of which they're operating at. It's not that autistic people don't understand how the world works. They understand how the world works. Actually, many of them have some sort of interest in something that is operating from a systemic level. And from a social perspective, it's a disability. But from a universal perspective, autistic people can understand when an infection begins to spread, when a belief system enters a group of people and then people are mimicking each other and mimicking each other over and over and over again because they're operating from that social understanding, whereas autistic people are operating from that universal understanding, that holistic understanding, that systemic understanding. They see it all playing out and how it all interacts from a rather objective standpoint. That's why an autistic person is not afraid to be who they are, because they understand that the universe literally is a bunch of things that are just being whoever the frick they want to be. But because so many people base their lives off of social understanding, they lose the connection with the universe. They lose the connection with everything around them. And that's why we're seen as disabled. We're operating at a level that they don't understand and that we don't fit into, but we're constantly being told to fit into. We're just not like that. Thank you for letting me dazzle you with my autistic riz. Now good night.
Although I do think autism is different for everyone, and I'm trying to broaden my awareness because I don't know if this is something that is specifically an autistic thing or rather just a divergent way of thinking, but I feel like I see things from a very objective point of view. I don't care about what's happening socially and what's socially acceptable because I know that's so restricted and limited comparing to what is possible. If you go to so many different areas of the world, you see how they're so differently run. Their culture is different, their norms are different, their beliefs are different. And a lot of the times our culture, our beliefs, our norms are all just social. They're not actually universal laws that must be this way. Religious and traditional ideologies have been running our social structure for so long, and now we're in a time where we're breaking free from that. What? How is this possible? Why are people being so disrespectful to some of these beliefs? They don't understand. They don't understand. And it's like, no, we do understand. We actually understand more than you. You understand from a social level. You have based your identity, your community, your sense of self off of these social structures. These social structures are going to continue to be broken down throughout the next few decades. Like, I really don't see them lasting much longer. Like, religion will always be around. I don't think religion's suddenly just going to go away. There will always be religious groups, denominations, cults, but they're not going to be the structure of our society for much longer. They're incredibly outdated. So I thought that video was so interesting. I personally resonate with it a lot. I feel like I'm always so misunderstood by people, but that's because I understand them, but they can't understand me outside of their own small social constructed view of life. Anyways, I wanted to share that because I feel like it goes along with what I was talking about last night. But now I want to share with you guys the alter ego that I made for myself. I was watching Tam Core per usual a couple weeks ago, and she had made a video about creating an alter ego. And for me, I'm struggling a lot with my sense of self, my self-perception. Like, I feel like I'm really falling into a lot of my borderline traits because I've just been so detached from healing and mental health, and I've kind of just let that be, and now I'm starting to crumble and die as a person again. And I just need to be more secure in myself, love myself, trust myself. But I created this alter ego so that way whenever I start to fall into really, really negative mind spaces, which I have been a lot recently, I can kind of latch on to this being like, no, I don't have to be Steph Struggles right now. I can be Steph Slays. That's the name of my alter ego. So my alter ego's name is Steph Slays, and these are a couple of her characteristics. She shows up for herself in the same way she would show up for work or a loved one. She is always understanding and doesn't belittle people in the dark, consumed by ego. She confidently admits when she's wrong or previously misunderstood someone or something. She's always compassionate with herself instead of shaming herself out of mental obligation. She's courageous and pushes past her fears even when it feels overwhelming and uncertain. She doesn't doubt her own abilities, and she has faith in her own success. She treats everyone with patience and kindness, even if she isn't met with the same. She trusts her own judgment and doesn't unhealthily second guess herself. She lets people live with their own perceptions of her because it's none of her business. That's my alter ego. Now I want to show you guys my vision board. I made one sometime in the beginning of the year, but I just didn't resonate with it anymore. Anytime I looked at it, I felt like I was just looking at a bunch of goals that I just didn't want to accomplish anymore. I don't feel aligned with those things, so I made a new one. For one, I would like to hit around 81,000 followers on Instagram. I want to connect with nature more, so I have pictures of camping, I have pictures of hiking and walking. I want to be more active, so I also have runners. I want to continue posting on YouTube. I can do it, I will do it. I also want to finish reading the Bible, so I have a couple pictures of the Bible. I also want to save money, even though I don't even have an income right now, so I can't really save if I don't have an income. I have quotes like progression, not perfection, because I feel like my perfectionism can really get in the way of me accomplishing the things I want to accomplish. The last quote is focus on yourself. Don't get lost in other people, because I've been getting lost in other people. So this is my vision board for the rest of the year, September to December 2024. And I really like it. I think it came out real good. I've been cleaning all day. I have done so much today. I feel so accomplished. I'm so proud of myself. I woke up later than I wanted to wake up. I want to start my days earlier, around like 6, 7, 8 a.m. I just want to go on morning walks and start my day off right. But I've been waking up around 11 a.m. every single fucking day. I woke up and I went on a walk, so that lasted about an hour. I walked maybe 4,000 something steps. It was almost 5,000. I know I walked 2 miles. My trunk was full of leaves and dirt from whatever Emma and I went camping. So I took everything out. I went through everything. I went through some of my clothes. I did all of my laundry. I vacuumed my entire car, my trunk, my seats, everything. I put everything back in. Everything at the house is clean. Everything inside the car is clean. I'm even clean because I took a shower earlier. So I got a lot done today. I got everything that I wanted to do done. There's so much more I wanted to talk about in this week's episode, but I'm just gonna call it here. I hope you guys gained something from watching the video, but if not, I do apologize. Please just leave the video knowing that you are sexy, you are valid, and you are so loved, and I will see you in the next episode.
Hope you liked my videos. Is there anything else I'm supposed to say as a YouTuber?